Great, welcome. I think a few people are still coming in. Great. Okay, so it looks like we have 9 participants and not a ton of time, so let's get started. Thank you all so much for being with us here today. And just to make sure everyone can see my screen, maybe just unmute yourself and turn your cameras on because this will be a participatory session. I'm gonna get started. So thank you all so much for being here today. And Silpa is gonna help us take some notes as we develop this log frame together. So second order of business is you all can join along with me on menti.com and use the code 4101450. And I will be asking a few questions that you'll be able to complete via survey. So just a really quick Menti, if everyone can go in quickly and just tell us where you're located. I will also do it myself. I'll log on my phone. And we should be able to see answers coming in. Awesome. Sri Lanka, Denmark. That's where I am. I know who that is. Cool. Ireland, great. Another Denmark. Anyone else want to respond? I know we'll give a few seconds to enter into Menti. And if for some reason you're having difficulty, you can. Great. Geneva, Erbil, Melbourne, Australia. Wow, we got a lot of different time zones in here. And just the link to the Mentimeter, you just go to www.menti.com and then use this code. Great. Turkey, Brussels, awesome. I'm so excited that you all are here with us today. So just a quick question for everyone. I'm sorry, my screen. Okay, so when you think of building a log frame for a project that you're currently working on or have worked on in the past, what word or phrase comes to mind? Again, you can use the menti.com and this code and just pop in a phrase, a sentence that comes to mind. Yep, a number of people. It can be difficult creating order. Yeah. Do no harm. Yeah, absolutely. Theory of change, sustainability, results, impact. Yep, absolutely. Great. Thank you all so much for doing that. Okay, so now we are going to start today's exercise. Let's all transport ourselves to Western Uganda. And I'm going to review our case study. So we are a consortium of 2 partners working together across health and education. The project was developed to serve an influx of refugees from Democratic Republic of Congo. The new influx has caused a really heavy strain on existing services. When an MHPSS needs assessment was conducted, it was determined that the need for mental health and psychosocial support services was large and the existing services were very minimal. The 2 partners decided to work together to develop programming really targeted at children and the trusted adults surrounding them, such as caregivers and teachers. The partners decided to focus on children due to lack of services for this population, and elementary schools are really seen as an important entry point to reach children, as well as non-formal education services to reach out-of-school children. The government running this camp pointed out that it's really important to focus on proper monitoring and evaluation of the program, which is where we come in. Okay, let's get our thinking caps on. So the first population is children aged 6 to 12. And our first outcome is that they have access to safe and nurturing environments and quality services that improve their mental health and well-being. And the next population is improved caregiver mental health and psychosocial well-being. So, as I said, parents, caregivers, mothers, families, and teachers. Luckily, we have been tasked to build a log frame together. And the IASC Common Monitoring and Evaluation Framework for MHPSS programs was just released. And it now includes, as Dr. Ali Schaefer said, a section on means of verification, which I'll refer to as MOVs in the presentation. Also, as we'll go through today, MHPSS.net has a really handy online tool that we can use to help us develop our log frame. For the purpose of this exercise, let's try and pick one qualitative MOV and one quantitative MOV per age group. So we have the 6 to 12-year-olds and also the caregivers, parents, and teachers. Okay, so Ali went over these, but really quickly. So our 6 impact indicators are looking at functioning, subjective well-being, disabling distress, coping, social behavior, and social connectedness. I'll put this here really quickly for you to see, but these are the definitions that can be found in the goal impact indicators. Okay, a little overview. I'm sure all of you are aware of this, but it means verification is a tool used to measure the indicator. This might also be called a measure or measurement assessment tool or data collection tool. So an MOV may result in quantitative or qualitative data. Okay, so before we develop our indicators and pick our MOVs, I wanted to hear from you regarding how you currently search for means of verification when you're developing log frames or measuring indicators. So again, you can go on menti.com and use the code. Great. Okay, so a few people are coming in. We have 32 people participating. So it looks like I asked for technical advice. Yep. And if anyone wants to chime in here, is that technical advice from a technical advisor, a mentor, someone else in your project? Don't be shy. Okay. Online and journal articles. Great. Thank you all so much. So let's go to the next slide. It looks like asking for technical advice is the most way that you all get MOVs. Okay, so examples of MOVs, or sorry, examples from outcome impact indicators are improved feelings of social connectedness among children, improved subjective well-being among children, percentage of women using mental health and psychosocial support services with improved daily functioning, and also number of individuals with mental health conditions reporting an improvement in functioning. So this is just an example as we go to develop ours. Okay, so remember our program goal, and that is to improve resilience, psychosocial well-being, and positive coping mechanisms among refugee children and the trusted adults surrounding them. Just for your reference, impact indicators are aligned with the goal statement and aim to reflect the results or the impact of the action. So an outcome indicator, just so we don't get confused, because it is quite confusing, outcome indicators are aligned with the outcome statement and aim to reflect the changes of individuals or group of people that have occurred as a consequence of the particular M&E program. And it's important that we highlight impact indicators, really look at the impact at more of a community, a collective, or societal level. Okay, so let's develop our first indicator for children age 6 to 12. Okay, what should our impact indicator be for ages 6 to 12? And you guys can all go on menti.com and post your thoughts in here. And then Silpa is helping us develop our log frame So remember the 6 impact indicators: functioning, subjective well-being, disabling distress, coping, social behavior, and social connectedness. So based on our case study in Western Uganda, what do we want our top impact indicator to be? You can take a second to think about this. It can be really simple. Remember, pre and post: improve psychosocial well-being for children. Great. Engagement in school. Anyone else? Children feel safe. Yep. Children ages 6 to 12 will have improved social skills. We have number of children to age 6 to 12 improve mental health and psychosocial well-being, better resilience. Okay, so for the purpose of this, why don't we go, and Silpa, you can write this down. Children ages 6 to 12 will have improved psychosocial well-being. So we'll go. So what are we trying to measure in that statement? It's very clear. You all can go to Menti and chime in. So children have increased well-being. Yep, subjective well-being. We only had one person chime in. Does anyone else want to add? Yep, subjective well-being, some put coping, social behavior, social connectedness. Cool. So we're pretty much in agreement that we're going to measure subjective well-being. Okay, so what means of verification should we use? I am going to switch my screen and I'm going to go to that online M&E toolkit. You all are welcome to come with me. So we're measuring subjective well-being. We're going to look at our resource page. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Great.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to our age range, 6 to 11 years old. And let's first look at data type. We'll go to quantitative. So for subjective well-being, quantitative with the age group, we have the Cyclops. We have emotional and psychological well-being in children, the Stirring well-being scale. And so these are options here. Let's also, if you have not played with this for the Sterling well-being scale, you can click on it and get a link and also get information on how to use it practically. Okay, so let's go to data type qualitative. We have the Cyclops body mapping overview. And also ethnographic interview overview. Body mapping and health. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our Menti here after we took a look. So what means of verification do you all think we should use? Just looking at that. And again, you can go to the website and think of one for qualitative and one for quantitative. Okay, so we have the Sterling scale. Yep, Sterling well-being would be for quantitative. Now I even have to go back and look at qualitative. Cyclops. I love using the Cyclops. Those of my PM Plus people on here know that. Okay, yep, body mapping. Cyclops. Okay, so why don't we agree on the Sterling well-being for our quantitative and also the Cyclops for our qualitative measure. And so Silpa, you could just write that down in our log frame. Okay, so we have one more impact indicator to develop together. So we have improved caregiver mental health and psychosocial well-being. So for example, we're going to focus on scalable psychological intervention, psychological first aid, and support groups. Okay, so what should our impact indicator be for caregivers? You can go on Menti and write in anything that you think of. I don't see anything coming through. Yep, caregivers have improved functioning. Awesome. Anyone else? PSS well-being of their children, okay. And the great thing about this tool as well is there's a lot of guidance in terms of how we develop these impact indicator statements too. How about we go with caregivers have improved functioning, just so that we can look at another construct. Okay, so what are we trying to measure? This is relatively easy. We have caregivers have improved functioning. So what construct are we trying to measure here? Great. Okay, functioning. Awesome. So let's go take a look again at our online tool. So I am going to go back to the toolkit. Remember, this is available offline. And go to functioning. Our age range is adults. So I'm going to click 18 and older. We'll first look at qualitative. So let's see if that's coming up. Okay, we have the Cyclops again. And then some resources as well down here. We also have focus group discussions to determine functioning, the most significant change, observation overview. So that's for qualitative. Now let's look for quantitative. Okay, we have the HUDAS 2.0. My PM Plusers on this call will recognize that one. We also have that is it actually, and then Cyclops, of course. So those are the available resources. Let's go back to our page and get a consensus of from everyone. What means of verification should we use, both quantitative and qualitative? Okay, Cyclops, yep. A HUDAS 2.0. HUDAS, great. Most significant change for qual, Cyclops for quant, HUDAS, okay. So we are in agreement here, most significant change, yep. Okay, why don't we say then for quantitative that we use the HUDAS, and then for qualitative, we will do most significant change. Perfect. Okay, Silpa, can you can you present or share your screen so that you can show us the filled out log frame? Is that possible? Or you can send it back to me and I can share it. Whatever works best.
I'll send it back to you. Give me a sec.
Yep, and Carmen made a really good point. Cyclops can be used both quantitative and qualitative. Yep, and that's why you saw it show up in both the drop-down menus on the online portal. Thanks, Carmen. Yeah, and the reason that it's both qualitative and quantitative is Cyclops is you're asking for short answers, but then you're also using a rating scale. Okay, did you put it in the chat? Okay, perfect. I'm gonna open this. Thank you so much for helping us, Silpa. Let me just grab it really quick. And can you all still see my screen?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. Just taking a second. I can move on to the next, since it's not seeming to download. Okay, so if you think about your work moving forward, how will you use the M&E toolkit in your work? So you can use short answers, and they'll populate here. Yeah, locating useful tools for MOVs. Yep, absolutely. As a guide, yes. I find this toolkit so helpful when thinking about building out log frames. And one very beneficial thing that I see is that if we're all using similar means of verification across different programs, that we'll actually be able to somewhat compare data. Great development of projects to help guide and resources, introducing to the ground level MHPSS intervention. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. Yep, sharing with colleagues. I think this is a great idea for all organizations to send to their M&E colleagues, their MHPSS child protection education colleagues. And the reason I used an example today that it was both an education and a health partner is to show that it can be used multi-sectorally. Yep, when introducing to partners. Great. Okay, so you guys can see our log frame here, really basic, but just shows an overview of how you use this tool to build something like this out. And we all know that when you build a log frame, it only takes 30 minutes, right? Okay, great. Thank you all so much for your participation. And any questions? Training meal team. Yeah, I think this is a great tool used for training. Okay, anyone have any questions? You can pop it in the Menti as well. You can also use the chat function too. You can turn on your cameras, unmute yourself. Any questions on how you use this toolkit, how you search for MOVs? No question. Oh, we have something in the chat. Yes. Are the tools available free of use? Yes. And so one of the criteria that we put in place when we were developing all the MOVs is that it was free of charge, because of course that would be a huge hindrance to programs. No, there shouldn't be a fee on Cyclops, Gita. It should be free of charge on the website. And when you use the online portal as well, you can access all the MOVs. Okay, if there's no other questions, great, thank you for putting the link. And if for some reason your internet connection is not strong, you can also download this tool and have it offline as well. Okay, so now we're gonna just have a little fun and do a quick quiz, because why not? Okay. So question 1 of 3. I think there should, do you all see the quiz coming up on your Menti?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. These are really hard questions.
So shall we put fake names then?
Oh, you can put fake names, real names,
Okay.
whatever you want.
Too late now.
Okay, start quiz. I was really proud. I taught myself how to use Menti over the last few days. Okay, how many impact indicators are there in the framework? That was really quick. We hardly had any time. I'm going to do it again. Okay, awesome. Yep, 6. Can anyone name them? No one? Should I just call people out?
Yeah, shall I?
Yeah,
Or
please.
the functioning, right?
Yep.
Is that, yeah, then the subjective well-being.
Yep.
I took a picture of the slide, that's why.
Ah, nice.
Eating, okay. Yeah, and then the coping, social behavior, and disabling distress/symptoms.
Yeah, and social connectedness. Did you say that?
Mhm. Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, that's also one.
Perfect. Thanks, everyone. Okay, our next question. I'm going to start the countdown. I have a funny little bear face. Do you guys see the next question?
No.
Oh, why isn't it coming up?
Yeah,
No.
we went to the, okay, now it's back, yeah.
Okay, so you see it.
Not yes now. Oh no, that's the
Weird. This should work.
Okay,
Question 2 of 3. Press enter. Start countdown. Okay, what is a means of verification? A fancy name for a log frame, a tool used to measure the indicator, or a donor requirement? 2, 1. Time's up. Yeah, a tool used to measure the indicator. Good job, guys. This was a hard one. Okay, we have one more. See if we can. Okay. Start the countdown. Where can you find the online version of the M&E framework? Google, mhpss.net, or facebook.com. Time is up. Yep, mhpss.net. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Okay, that is it from me. Oh, nice. It gave us points for if we answered correctly or not. Okay, time is up, so we should get put back into the main room soon. And thank you all so much for participating and helping me to build out this log frame. And if you have any questions before we go back, please feel free to put them in the chat function.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Great, I'm glad it was helpful. Oh, yay, Leslie, you were here. We had a big Danish presence in our room.
I was just going to say that if it's Denmark all here in the same room.
How did that happen?
I don't know. It's good. It's good. It's because we
like-
can't see each other face to face that much.
Yeah, exactly. It's very true.
Exactly. Go Denmark.
Yeah, let's see each other in real life soon. All of us from Denmark.
Oh, yes, Gita. We haven't seen each other in so long.
No.
Yeah, Caleb, you're welcome. Thanks so much for joining. Okay. I think we should get pushed back soon.
I will manually leave the room if anybody else wants to do that. I'm going to do that to see if Ananda needs any support.
Oh.
See you now.
So Hillary, I tried to log on to mhpss.net, but it's not accepting. So you do have to create or Silpa, I'll have you answer this. You know way better than I do.
Do you have, are you trying to log in as a member?
Yes, Hillary asked if she tried to log in. So I think you have to sign up for a membership, right?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, generally. But the toolkits should be available even if you're not a member. Just next to login, there'll be a little thing called toolkits. If you just go there, I think you can have a look at it even without membership. But if there's any issues, I'm gonna just pop my
Your
email address. Yeah. And I will, yeah. And then if you have any problems with logging in, just send me an email and I'll set things up for you.
Thank you so much. Okay, it looks like we're all being asked to go back into the main room. Thanks so much for joining, everyone.